Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Today is a special day as it marks the official launch, the official introduction of what is already considered an extraordinary product with an enormous potential, the new Prosecco DOC Rosé. And with this in mind, it's a huge pleasure for me to welcome you all to Osa il Rosa, Drink Pink, the official launch event of the new Prosecco DOC Rosé, which we are broadcasting live from the very heart of the Prosecco region, which is Treviso, Italy. My name is Pietro, by the way, and it's a huge pleasure for me being your host for this important celebration. We'd like to send out our warmest greetings to all connected countries, our greetings from this location, which is the amazing, the astonishing Teatro Mario del Monaco in Treviso. Well, under normal circumstances, you would all be here in person now to celebrate together with us. Unfortunately, the pandemic is forcing us to stay physically apart. On the other hand, though, technology is allowing us to be digitally together, united by our passion for wine, for taste, and for quality. A special hello goes out to the connected Case Prosecco in Germany, in the UK, and in the USA. These Case Prosecco represent a real excellence in terms of communication and promotion. And let's start by connecting with these Case Prosecco. The first one is the Casa Prosecco on Highgate Road in London, where Shelley Sophia is waiting for us. So, good evening, Shelley. How are you doing?
Good evening, Pietro. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
We are doing great, and we are pretty excited about this launch today. What about the British market? Is the market excited about this new member of the Prosecco DOC family?
Really excited. There's no question that this is seen as one of the most significant launches in the whole wine calendar for this year, and it's already setting a big trend. Anticipation's really high.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you very much for being with us, Shelley, and enjoy the show.
My pleasure.
Well, now we jump across the pond by connecting with the city that never sleeps, where Gino Colangelo is waiting for us from the Casa Prosecco on 39th Street, New York City. Good morning, I think. Gino, how are you doing?
Hello, and happy Thanksgiving. We're getting ready for our holiday tomorrow.
Oh, well, then enjoy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Thanks for being with us. Are you guys ready to promote our new pink excellence across the United States?
We have been ready for more than 1 year. We're completely excited. Prosecco taught Americans to drink sparkling wine every day, no occasion required. Rosé is now a 4-season wine in the United States. Both trends are really positive. Put them together, we have tremendous excitement in the market.
So you probably already have a bottle of the new Prosecco Rose, DOC Rosé. Will you drink it tomorrow with the turkey if you are having a turkey?
For Thanksgiving, perfect aperitivo to start the holiday.
Okay. Thank you very much for being with us and enjoy the show. And
Thank
last
you.
but not least, we connect with our friends of the German Casa Prosecco in lovely Hamburg, where Elke Vierens is waiting for us. Schönen guten Abend, Elke, und wir hoffen, dass es euch allen gut geht in Deutschland.
Schönen guten Abend. Ja, es geht uns den Umständen entsprechend tatsächlich sehr gut an dem heutigen Abend mit diesem tollen Programm heute.
Elke, is the German market ready for our new, let's call it, pink family member?
Oh, we are absolutely ready. You know, we love everything which is coming from Italy, especially the art of living, the Dolce Vita. We love your culinary delights and the wines, of course. And the Germans are world champions in drinking sparkling wines. And so this is, of course, a perfect match for us now for the upcoming time for Christmas. So we will enjoy it very much.
Okay, so you're the world champions in drinking sparkling wine. I didn't know that. Anyway, thanks again for being with us and enjoy the show. So a big greeting once again to all Case Prosecco that are connected with us. These Case Prosecco are also hosting several specialized journalists that are curious to learn more about the new Prosecco DOC Rosé. And at this point, I'd like to remind you that we are providing a possibility through our group chats, a possibility to send questions, send comments directly to our experts that will join me a little later on this stage. So we highly encourage you to make use of this opportunity, ask questions, send comments. But let's move on, as tonight's program is rich and the schedule is quite tight. It's time to give the floor to a person, or to the person, who is actually the one hosting us all today. I am speaking of the chairman of the Consortio Prosecco DOC here in Treviso. Welcome, Mr. Stefano Zanette.
Hi Pietro, good evening everyone.
Stefano, the Prosecco Consortium is an institution representing and promoting the excellence of this wonderful region that stretches from Veneto to the Friuli Venezia Giulia region. So, and this territory allows the Prosecco to become, or to have become, one of the most loved and most popular wines all over the world. But let's trace a little bit the history of the consortium.
Thank you very much, Pietro. Before starting with the history of the consortium, I'd like to greet the members of the Casa Prosecco in the UK, the USA, and in Germany. I also like to say thanks to the Casa Prosecco in China. They are the first Casa Prosecco, and because of time zones, they could not be connected with us. I'd like to thank the winemakers. They are the real soul and spirit of the consortium. I'd like to welcome and greet the journalists. This event is addressed to journalists in particular. I also would like to welcome all those who are following us online. To start with the history of the consortium, well, it was set up in 2009. At that time, a project to protect the denomination of Prosecco was started. The idea is to fully protect the area. A great denomination of international nature was born. There are 24,000 hectares cultivated with the Prosecco grapes. Since this indeed is a very large area, we have decided to be able to supervise it very well. So the achievements we have are the outcome of planning and protection. We indeed stopped the plantation activities in 2011. The idea of the supply chain is to use the state label in each bottle. The bottles are numbered. It's like a plate, so that we can really have a clear idea of the number of bottles which are produced. 1 kilogram of grapes means 1 bottle of Prosecco. That was a very important decision. As DOC Prosecco, we are the first to use the state label on a voluntary basis. I also would like to thank the members of the board of directors. These people have worked hard. We had to make choices, the ones I presented a few minutes ago. In a way, we had to make a step backward in order to go forward and achieve our objectives. It was indeed the outcome of a team effort. We had local, regional, state and European institutions working together as a team. This effort has borne fruits. I would like to list them very briefly. In 2019, we achieved 486 million bottles produced. 77% of that is exported, and that is the accomplishment of the Casa Prosecco, who are like antennas in the world. by the end of December, even though 2020 is a very difficult year, I think we will be able to have produced 500 million bottles of Prosecco, out of which 15 to 20 million bottles are of Prosecco Rosé. That's why we are here. Nobody had expected such a rosy future. Another objective that we have, and indeed we have to implement sustainability. We wanted to support sustainability with that in the past, but maybe the time was too early. We want to include the term sustainability in the regulations. At present, the European Parliament is working on the idea of including sustainability in the legislation. We are ready. Our hope is for the future, after the achievement of the Prosecco Rosé, to be able to celebrate a green Prosecco, not in terms of color, but in terms of environmental friendly produce.
Grazie mille. Thank you very much to the chairman, Stefano Zanette. He is the chairman of the Consorzio di Tutela Prosecco DOC, the Prosecco Consortium. Well, we will welcome him back on stage a little later on tonight. Well, wine is not only a drink. Wine is more. Wine stands also for history. Wine stands also for culture. And that's why we have chosen this astonishing Teatro Mario del Monaco as our location for this event. We wanted to pay homage to this territory and to its culture. One of the cultural expressions Italy is most famous for is certainly opera. So, taken from the Don Pasquale by Gaetano Donizetti and performed by Federica Gasparella, Nicola Zambon and Paolo Polon at the piano, a production of the Teatro Stabile del Veneto. For you, the duet Buone Nuove Norina, Pronta Io Son. Enjoy.
Buone nuove, Norina! Don Pasquale, sa che io tengo al convento una sorella, vi fa passar per quella, egli non vi conosce, vi presento, Briacalti vi prevenga, vi vede, resta cotto.
Va benissimo!
Caldo caldo vi sposa, Carlotto mio cugino ci farà da notaro, al resto poi tocca pensare a voi. Lo fate disperare, il vecchio impazza, lo abbiamo a discrezione, allora...
Basta, ho capito!
A benone!
Pronta io son, purch'io non
Sapete sed Ernesto, sono amico e belli voglio. Voi sapete se belli voglio. Solo tenne nostro imbroglio Don Pasquale a corbellar. Solo tenne nostro imbroglio Don Pasquale a corbellar. Voi sapete siete onesto, sono amico e belli voglio. Lo sapete, lo sapete. Solo tenne nostro imbroglio Don Pasquale a corbellar. Don Pasquale, Don Pasquale, Don Pasquale a corbellar. Solo tenne Don Pasquale a corbellar. Don Pasquale a corbellar. Solo tenne Don Pasquale, solo tenne a corbellar.
Siamo intesi, prendo impegno.
Io la parte ora v'insegno.
Mi volete fiera?
No,
Mi volete mesta?
no, la parte non è questa.
Ho da piangere.
No.
Oh,
No,
gridare.
la parte non è questa, non è questa. State un poco ad ascoltar. Convien far la semplicetta.
La semplicetta.
Or la parte come insegno.
Se questo dar lezione.
Alla torta e buca stretta.
Or proviamo quest'altra azione.
Or proviamo quest'altra azione.
Ne vergogno.
Brava.
Son zittella.
Brava, bricconcella, va benissimo così. Brava.
Grazie.
Brava. Così, ma brava.
Grazie.
Ma va benissimo così.
Grazie.
Bene, brava. A bricconcella, va benissimo così. Allo torto.
Così.
Brava. Buca stretta.
Così.
Ma brava.
Vado. Corro.
Ai che ci metto.
Pieno al cuore, si vede cuore
Ah, sì, corriamo, gradimento. Pieno il cuore d'ardimento. La seta franno molto, sentiremo a discopiar. Questa volta da girar. A quel vecchio per la testa, questa volta da girar. A quel vecchio per la testa, questa volta da girar. La saeta sentiremo a discopiar. La saeta sentiremo a discopiar. La saeta sentiremo. Benissimo così. Bene, brava, signor sì. Va benissimo così. Sentire scoppiar.
What a wonderful opera by Gaetano Donizetti. Big thank you to our artists and best of compliments. To make our event even more unique, we decided to ask several international lifestyle wine and gastronomy experts to record a video. In this video, they show us how they appreciate the new Prosecco DOC Rosé. So let's start with the first group of experts, the group around gastronomy and wine. In other words, let's start with our chefs.
Sono tornata da Graziano Presti del Tivoli di Cortina. Ho preparato questa tartare di astice con una crema tiepida al Prosecco Rosé per accompagnare degnamente questo meraviglioso Prosecco Rosé creato di recente, con il quale intanto facciamo un brindisi. Sole, Mondiali 2021, Cortina, Prosecco Rosé e siamo in pole position.
Hi, I'm Adam Handling, the chef owner of the AH Restaurant Group here in London, and I've been very privileged to be able to launch this rosé inside my restaurant groups. And the one thing why I really do enjoy it is its versatility with food. We're going to be serving it with our afternoon tea in our Chelsea property, but with all of our group, my food contains spicy notes, and this one works super well with it. I think it's really cool, and also the thing about London is people love rosé wine. This being the first Rosé Prosecco, which is already, Prosecco is quite a high market in this city, being able to make it rosé will make it even more better. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. Tastes delicious, works really well with food. I'm happy.
I'm Cornelia Poletto, a chef from Germany, from Hamburg, and I am one of the first guys can try this perfect Prosecco Rosé, and making pink is the theme. So making pink for me is the best match between pink rosé and pasta. Drink pink. The cause why I drink Prosecco Rosé is to think pink and celebrate times with my family and friends. So, salute.
Il mio nome è Tsutomu Occhiari, chef giapponese specializzato in cucina italiana oltre 50 anni. Tanti auguri al Prosecco DOC Rosé. Grazie. Arrivederci in Giappone.
Welcome back, everybody, and a big thank you and a grazie mille goes out to our chefs. Chefs who more and more are taking on the role of food influencers. And speaking of influencers, a worldwide known cuisine influencer wanted to personally welcome the new Prosecco DOC Rosé. She doesn't need a lot of introduction. It's Lydia Bastianic. So, hello, Lydia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Italian food and wine are all about authenticity, culture, and deliciousness. As a result, it is no surprise that they are so popular internationally. I always enjoy a simple plate of Italian antipasta with my Prosecco DOC Rosé. Che buono! So, tutti a tavola a mangiare e bere and drink pink.
Thank you very much to Lydia Bastianic. Well, before we continue, let me remind our connected Case Prosecco to keep on collecting and sending all the questions coming from their journalists, as we are having a Q&A session with our experts a little later on tonight. So we have already heard that wine is culture, but wine is lifestyle too. So now let's have a look at the videos coming from our lifestyle experts.
Ho saputo che in casa Prosecco DOC è comparso un bel fiocco rosa, anzi rosé. Ci tenevo a farvi le mie congratulazioni. Qualche settimana fa ho avuto il piacere di essere ospite del consorzio alla scoperta di una delle province del territorio Prosecco DOC e sono rimasta affascinata dalla bellezza di quei territori e anche dall'ospitalità delle persone che sentono Prosecco DOC come un orgoglio, come un collante che accomuna dai più grandi ai più giovani in quello che è un momento di condivisione, un momento gioviale. E tra l'altro mi sento anche molto simile per certi versi a Prosecco DOC per quanto è radicato, legato alle sue origini, ma anche per la sua capacità di spaziare, di viaggiare, di raggiungere ogni luogo del mondo e farsi conoscere e apprezzare. Ci tenevo a farvi un mio carissimo saluto e speriamo di rivederci presto.
Hi everyone, my name's Rosie and I'm the content creator behind Rosie Catherine Z, the lifestyle and travel Instagram account. I could not be more excited about this launch, which is a combination of two of my absolute favourite things, Prosecco and Rosé wine. The Prosecco DOC Rosé is the perfect drink for every occasion. Easy drinking enough to enjoy at home with family, with that gentle fizz that will put the sparkle into any special occasion. I cannot wait to enjoy a glass or three at the parties and celebrations once we are able to enjoy them safely again. To crack open a bottle with close family and friends over the festive period, and even to enjoy a glass on the sofa at home, catching up with friends and family over Zoom. The Prosecco DOC Rosé is the perfect drink to bring us all together after a year in which we have been apart. And I, for one, will definitely be stocking up. Cheers, everyone.
Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer DeSillas and I am the publisher of Bella Magazine. We know our readers love the Italian lifestyle, and that's why you can find Prosecco DOC in each of the pages of every issue, as well as all of our events and celebrity cover shoots. We are so excited to welcome the much anticipated Prosecco DOC Rosé to the Bella family, so we can always drink pink at every occasion. Cheers!
I'm really honored. It's brand new and I'm the first to try it. So let's open it up and have a celebration by myself, obviously. I never had it before. Pink Prosecco. Woo! So cheers and drink pink. Oh, I love it!
Salve a tutti e tanti auguri di successo dal Giappone a questa nuova varietà di Prosecco che senz'altro si sposerà molto bene anche con le ricette giapponesi. Già da tempo qui si apprezza il Prosecco e i giapponesi, sempre attenti alle sfumature, senz'altro saranno felici di scoprire le particolarità di questo nuovo spumante dal colore ancora più elegante. È un colore veramente bello. È un colore in Giappone ricorda molto le fioriture di ciliegie, che sarebbe il fiore più amato dai giapponesi. Intanto ci accompagnerà durante il prossimo anno, finché riusciremo di viaggiare di nuovo in Italia. Intanto io vi saluto da qui, da Tokyo. Tanti auguri!
Welcome back, everybody, and a big thank you and grazie mille to our lifestyle experts. Well, starting from tonight, the whole world will get to know the uniqueness of the new Prosecco DOC Rosé. And unique is the proper adjective for another special guest who wanted to be part of this launch event. He is an internationally renowned and starred chef and a prominent TV personality too. It's Chef Carlo Cracco.
Ciao Pietro, eccomi qui, noi siamo qui nella mia cucina a Milano, in Galleria Vittorio Emanuele, e soprattutto sono con del Prosecco, che mi sembra di essere un po' a casa. In questo caso ho scelto il Rosé perché, devo essere sincero, mi ha incuriosito molto e soprattutto mi ha incuriosito l'abbinamento con i piatti che andremo a fare, perciò ho fatto un abbinamento con il Prosecco DOC Rosé e la insalata di cachi con il caramello salato, gruè di cacao e noci croccanti. Un abbraccio e viva il Prosecco! Questa settimana è una settimana diciamo particolare, no? È la festa della cucina italiana, per cui ho pensato a un caco. Il caco è un frutto proprio di questa stagione. Ovviamente questa è la parte fresca, andremo poi alla trasformazione. Perché? Perché il caco per noi non è solamente un frutto, ma è anche un ingrediente, ha un valore al di là di quello che rappresenta o può rappresentare un frutto, per cui andremo a trasformarlo esattamente come se fosse una verdura. Per cui togliamo il picciolo, andiamo a incidere, proprio solo incidere perché il cacco è talmente maturo, e andiamo ad aprirlo in questo modo. Cosa facciamo? Recuperiamo solo queste lamelle, vedete? Queste sono delle lamelle, che è la parte, secondo me, la parte più interessante, perché ha una sua consistenza
un po' croccante,
quasi croccantina, ed è molto definita, per cui è molto bella, e queste le andremo poi a marinare con dell'aceto, ok? Una marinatura leggera. Con la polpa che rimane poi andremo a cuocerla togliendo un po' di acqua, la pectina che c'è all'interno lavora meglio e diventa quasi come una gelatina. Vado a finire il piatto, per cui mettiamo l'insalata in questo modo, un po' larga, ed è un'insalata ovviamente che può essere utilizzata sia come piatto di apertura sia come piatto di chiusura. Andiamo a mettere dei piccoli diciamo spunti di urea, che serve a rafforzare il sapore, perché ovviamente io ci devo ritrovare il cacco, no? Per cui ho le lamelle che però sono leggermente marinate, e poi aggiungo un po' di questa purea che mi rafforza il sapore del cacco. Poi abbiamo le nostre lamelle,
sì.
Ok? Andiamo a mettere un po' di noci, andiamo a mettere un po' di burro di cacao, anche il sale va messo con molta parsimonia, ma va messo. Un filo di olio, ovviamente extravergine d'oliva, il nostro meraviglioso olio. Per terminare abbiamo del caramello salato, insalata di lamelle di cachi, noci e grue di cacao, con caramello salato.
Per questo pranzo ci possiamo accompagnare del vino, direi, che dici? È già bello pronto.
In questo caso sì, ho scelto un Prosecco Rosé DOC che si abbina molto bene, e soprattutto perché a noi piace il Prosecco. Buona settimana della cucina italiana.
E viva l'Italia!
Well, that dish, that salad, just looks too good. I hope I'll have the chance to try it someday. But Chef Carlo Cracco didn't just send us this recipe video, no sir. As soon as he has learned that we were broadcasting live, he immediately wanted to connect with us. And well, here he is. Good evening, buonasera Carlo Cracco.
Buonasera.
Buonasera Carlo, intanto grazie per essere dei nostri questa sera a celebrare insieme.
Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us to celebrate the arrival of the new member of the Prosecco DOC family. Did you taste it? What do you think? I didn't know it very well, so it was a pleasure for me to taste it, and I matched it with the persimmon salad, which I think is wonderful. It's the perfect match. Let me add that it's a perfect addition, a new member in the landscape of Prosecco. Question, what about the growth of Prosecco DOC in the world? Is it a triumph of made in Italy worldwide? Will you please repeat? What's your opinion about the growth of Prosecco DOC in the world? Is that a story of success in the world? Well, of course. Prosecco is really successful. It's very easy to recognize. It's a quaffable wine. There are no special counterindications to it. It can be matched with food and can be used throughout a course. It's not only as an aperitif. It is key to have a rosé wine together with the white traditional Prosecco. It gives a touch of movement. Carlo, your cuisine is not only taste, it's also shape and colors. About color, the Prosecco is pink. If I say pink, which is the food you are reminded of? What a difficult question. Well, the name of my wife is Rosa, which means pink. So I think of her. So you're thinking of a dessert. Well, I would rather say a dish with beets, with sugar beets. Rice with beet and a green seasoned cheese. The color pink is really not easy as a color to be used in the kitchen. I do agree with you, Carlo. This is a particularly difficult time, so the wine and food sector can become a good example for the society. I know that you have participated and contributed to charity initiatives. Can you talk about that? Yes, indeed, it's a difficult time for us all. But we should never stop. We have to react. And that means action. Action means helping other people, in particular those who are in need. We are lucky in a way, so we have to try and be useful and do what is necessary in these times. So being available and helping others is very important. Thank you very much. A very last question, Carlo Cracco. When will we see you again in the television? What a difficult question. Can you tell us that? Is that a secret? Maybe next year. I'm thinking of a very nice project, a journey to discover the different tastes and food of this wonderful country, Italy. And we can do that journey together. I'm sure it will be a great success. Thank you very much, Chef Cracco, for being with us.
Well, now let's get to know our pink protagonist in more detail with the words of Executive Director of the Consorzio di Tutela Prosecco DOC. Welcome, Mr. Luca Giavi.
Ciao Pietro e buonasera a tutti.
Hello, Luca.
Hi, Pietro. Good morning or good evening. I was thrilled to listen to Carlo Cracco and the friends we had hoped to have together with us. So let's cross our fingers and we hope to be able to meet together in person. Ora, vediamo quali sono gli aspetti di questo nuovo Prosecco. Come è stato concepito? Quali sono le aspettative? Qual è stata la sua storia, Luca? Well, what about the expectations? We do expect that the rosé wine is successful as we have expected to keep up to its promises. As President Zanetti said a few minutes ago, when we got started 10 years ago, we had not expected these developments. We did a lot. Indeed, the arrival of Prosecco DOC Rosé is a clear sign. It's like the cherry on a pie. The cherry scent is one of the descriptors. We made major steps forward. We devoted all our efforts. We want the listeners to understand that Prosecco is a denomination, is an appellation of origin. It comprises of 9 provinces in the Veneto and the Friuli-Venezia Giulia region. It's not a category. Some asked, was it necessary to launch a rosé Prosecco in our regulations? Indeed, there was a need to protect the consumers through transparency. The regulation is intended to protect the legitimate expectations of consumers. The surveys we carried out, more than 50% of the markets where Prosecco is sold had thought of having seen and also tasted the rosé. Our companies have been working and proposing a rosé, a pink wine in their portfolio, but it had no certified origin of the grapes. The regulations are the same. The Glera, the main variety, and the Pinot Nero, which is used in a percentage between 10 and 15%, were already included in our specifications. So it's an operation to be transparent. The main reason why we introduced the rosé was the idea to go beyond in this everlasting search carried out by the consortium to qualify the production. Mr. Zanetti, the president, mentioned our intention to be sustainable. Being environmental friendly is one of our targets. In order to be sustainable, to respect the environment, and to be economically viable, indeed, we need to be supported by the community. We have deep roots in the production, and we want to go back to those roots. Our presence in this theater is a sign that we are committed to the local community and to the charity activities that we do for this land. We are here because we collaborate with the Teatro Stabile of this region. We will be a very careful protagonist to defend the city of Venice. There was a major tide last year, and we are launching a major initiative to protect the city of Venice. We want to go back to our community. That means working in the field of culture and work internationally to support sports activity. This is not all. We also would like to better characterize this territory, starting from the province of Trieste, where the village of Prosecco is located, and continue the job to protect the denomination.
Thank you very much, Mr. Luca Giavi, for sharing with us, the expectations and the thoughts and the plans of the Prosecco Consortium. Now, I would like to invite another guest on stage, and with him, we will experience a live technical tasting of the new Prosecco DOC Rosé in order to better understand and to better appreciate it. It's the Deputy Director and Enologist, Mr. Andrea Battistella. Welcome.
Buonasera, Pietro.
Good morning, Good evening. I have been invited to guide you through this century wine tasting of Prosecco Rosé DOC. I hope you have a glass, a flute, to taste the very nice features of this wine. If you don't have a glass of Prosecco Rosé, buy it in the coming days. Prosecco, indeed, removing the cork is a boom. It's like a victory. It's like celebrating daily the pleasures of life and being together. Prosecco Rosé, its sight, a pale rose, like a rose bud. It's like a cherry blossom. The pelage is fine and persistent, going upward. What about the nose? It's intense, fresh. It reminds of the distinctive features of Prosecco DOC. It is enhanced with the delicate notes of Pinot Nero, like strawberry and raspberry. If I were to use two adjectives, I would say elegant and seducing. Let's taste it. The mouth feel is creamy. You perceive the bubbles on your palate. The structure is refined and pleasant, with a good balance between the acid and the sour and the sugars. It's soft, rounded on the palate, thanks to the presence of the Pinot Nero, vinified in red, with a longer time of permanence on the yeasts. To conclude, such a Prosecco DOC Rosé can be a great satisfaction for wine makers, for customers, and those who taste it. Drink pink.
Well, thank you very much to the Deputy Director and Enologist, Andrea Battistella. You definitely made me want to try it even more. And I have to tell you that I have acutely taken notes about your suggestions, because nowadays you never know. And in Italy, there's a saying that goes, learn a trade for a rainy day. But speaking of learning a trade, it's time for the video of the third and final group of experts. In terms of learning a trade, these experts have definitely already done it, because I'm talking about masters of wine and sommeliers. You gentlemen, please stay here with me, because during the video I would like Chairman Zanetti to join us for the following Q&A session. But before that, the masters of wine will show us how to drink pink.
Versato nel calice, sei subito catturato dalla brillantezza di questo rosa tenue, ma soprattutto di questa danza, di queste bollicine, queste meravigliose perle, questi fuochi d'artificio, come li chiamo io. E devo dire la verità, il naso cattura molto. E in questo è immediata la nota floreale, questa rosa, ma a seguire questo piccolo frutto di bosco, e soprattutto questa nota agrumata. Devo dire che il naso attira molto al sorso, nel senso che se il naso non fosse così invogliante, difficilmente avvicineresti il calice, ma io lo avvicino. E ti accorgi immediatamente di questa bellissima freschezza e soprattutto questa distensione lungo il palato che lascia un'avvolgenza, poi arriva quest'ondata di salinità, questa bocca molto molto pulita che continua a giocare sul frutto e la bellezza, e soprattutto il finale, dove c'è un prolungamento della sapidità, ma c'è soprattutto una bocca integralmente pulita, talmente pulita che lascia lo spazio a quello che secondo me dovrebbe fare qualunque calice di vino, che in questo caso un Prosecco Rosé, lascia spazio a un bacio.
Hi, I'm Nadia, one of head sommelier of Chef Harry Mandling. Very excited to talk to you today about this brand new product from Italy. Let's have a sip. Fantastic brand new style of Prosecco. It is in fact an historical moment. We can now appreciate the Rosé Prosecco. Along with the great aromatic profile notes of the Glera, we can now experience a little bit more of depth and intensity of flavor, particularly referring to primary fruits, red fruits predominantly, such as strawberries and cranberries. Beautiful creamy texture, fantastic versatility. To me, this represents now a new opportunity to enjoy Prosecco along with food, not only as a nice aperitif. Here in UK, the biggest country of export when it comes to Prosecco, I'm pretty sure the audience will be excited and thrilled to welcome this brand new style of Prosecco. Rosé, in fact, means a little bit more of versatility and the opportunity to try it along with food, not only as a nice aperitif. So you can try it along with some spicy dishes perhaps, or in my view would be perfect with a little bit of cheese. Salute!
Ciao, I'm Christy Canterbury, Master of Wine, coming to you from Brooklyn, New York. And I'm excited that just in time for the holidays, the Prosecco Consortium has announced that Prosecco Rosé is ready to hit the shelves. It's official. And I am one of the lucky ones. I've got one of the early release bottles, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what you can expect. It's ballet slipper pink, very pretty, attractive, loads of bubbles coming up to the top here with a very aromatic nose of tree flowers and crunchy red fruits. Turns a little more exotic on the palate. Guava, passion fruit, and loads of bubbles bouncing around. Light, refreshing, crisp. It's going to be great with any sort of light bites or just as an aperitivo. So congratulazioni a tutti, you did it. I look forward to being together with you to drink pink soon. Ciao.
My name is Konstantin Baum. I'm Germany's youngest master of wine, and it gives me a lot of pleasure to be one of the first people in the world to taste this unique pink, the Prosecco DOC Rosé. So let's open the bottle. So this cuvée of Glera and Pinot Nero has a light pink color. On the nose, flavors of strawberries and raspberries dominate. It's very fruit-driven. On the palate, it's juicy and fresh and vibrant. So well done, Prosecco DOC. Salute.
The sound of Prosecco sings celebration, and what could be more romantic than the 2019 Prosecco Rose? It has beautiful aromas, quite delicate, of strawberry and raspberry, and a tongue-tingling, teasing mousse with crisp acidity and a chalky finish, and excellent length. I could see serving that here with fresh tuna sashimi, wok-fried prawns, or steamed garupa, or even veal tonata. Congratulations, Prosecco. It's fabulous. Oso il rosso. Drink pink.
Prosecco is the world's most popular sparkling wine, but until recently, only white Prosecco wine could be made, primarily from the Glera grape. But now it's time to drink pink. Prosecco Rosé is a blend of Glera with 10 to 15% Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir has been a blending partner in white Prosecco wines for some time, but only when vinified as a white wine with no skin contact. Now Pinot Noir can be macerated on its skins, blended with Glera to make a rosé base wine. The Martinati or Charmat method is still used for secondary fermentation with a minimum aging duration of 60 days. Prosecco Rosé must be millesimato, which means that 85% of the grapes must come from the growing season stipulated on the label. These pink Proseccos have the same vibrant orchard fruit and stone fruit aromas you find in white Prosecco, with hints of red berries as well. They tend to be fuller in body, rounder, and more fruit-forward on the palate. They can range in sweetness from bone dry, brut nature, to subtly sweet, extra dry. So keep an eye out for Prosecco Rosé coming soon to a liquor store near you, and drink pink. Salute!
Welcome back, everybody, and a big thank you, and of course, grazie mille to our masters of wine for their videos. And I would like to extend our gratitude to all friends who have sent us their videos. Now it's time for our highly anticipated Q&A session with our experts, and our experts are Chairman Zanette, Director Luca Giavi, and Deputy Director and Enologist Andrea Battistella. During our show, we have collected a number of questions and comments coming from our Prosecco, coming from the journalists who are at our Prosecco houses, and we have selected some of those questions for you to answer live. So let's bring in the questions. Thank you very much. All right. So if you're ready, we would begin. Okay. To what extent is the post-launch plan to continue position Prosecco DOC Rosé as a special occasion celebration, a premium product? So, who want to take it?
Diciamo che con oggi noi abbiamo...
Well, today means opening our official communication campaign on the rosé. That will go on throughout the 2020, and the idea is to communicate its nature and to explain the consumers how to identify it. Well, its positioning as all the rosé wine versions of white wine have a higher positioning. Why is it so? Because on the one hand, the yield is less as compared with other Prosecco produced, and the presence to ferment is double as compared with the version that we usually produce. That means is a burden for the production and a higher price on the shelf.
Right. Thank you very much, Luca Giavi. Next question. So, what would be the best food pairings? I think this is for you.
Miglior abbinamento per il Prosecco.
As the director said, we tried to define the different varieties. It's drier for a softer palate, to be sweet. So it can be used as an aperitif. It can also be matched, as Chef Cracker said, with cheese, risotto, white meat. That is for Prosecco, but Prosecco Rosé is suitable for different matchings.
Thank you very much, Andrea Battistella. Question number 3. Rosé comprises 10% of the whole Prosecco DOC production. Is this 10% capped by the consortium, or is that a self-limitation? I don't know. President?
Yes, it's the regulation stating that. There is a range from 10 to 15%. That was the outcome of our intention. We wanted to have this wine codified in a certain way, and that is indicated in the regulation.
Okay, thank you very much, President Zanette. Then, since there are 2 varieties of Prosecco, are there combinations of rosé with food the same of Prosecco DOC, or are they expanding? So, once again, since there are 2 varieties of Prosecco, are the combinations of rosé with food the same ones that you would have with Prosecco DOC, or are they expanding? That somehow matches?
Our expectation is to strengthen our production. We don't want to overlap the occasions to drink the 2 Proseccos. What we want is to have a wider range of scents to the nose and a different mouthfeel so that you can use different matchings. Because of that, it will be easier to bring the Prosecco wine to the table, as Mr. Battistella said and Mr. Krakos confirmed. We want to have Prosecco internationally not only used as an aperitif. In general, the Prosecco is like a blue jacket which can be used at any times, to be used in this way with brown shoes or with denim, and that widens the potentials of Prosecco.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Javi. Next question. Why has this territory chosen to focus on the rosé? I think that's for the president.
Well, as the director said a few minutes ago, the idea was to put transparency in order to offer something very clear to our consumers. This is one of the reasons why, as I said before, the idea was to create something innovative which could further add value to the denomination of origin. What's important is to have different segments in the supply of Prosecco so that you can offer different matchings with food and consumers can have a wider range of choice. May I add something, President? We are glad because indeed a domestic level, the arrival of rosé was very welcomed. There are other rosé wines which had difficulties in being sold internationally, but the Prosecco Rosé is a new opportunity so that we can indeed offer all Italian rosé wines. That Italy is at the top in world production. Sorry, I also would like to add that we make this wine so that people drink it.
Okay, one more question. Compared with the past, does Prosecco production pay more attention to the environment and its sustainability? Compared with the past, does the Prosecco Rosé production probably pay more attention to the environment and its sustainability?
Indeed, we are very careful to environmental sustainability and economic viability of companies as well as social sustainability. As we heard today, Prosecco is not only a resource for this community but also for the neighboring communities and for the whole country. The consortium is very active on sustainability in all aspects, in particular to environmental sustainability, in order to implement the best practices so that we can have farming techniques which are increasing virtue so that consumers can enjoy and have something healthy, and this is also healthy for the country of origin.
Okay, grazie mille. Well, unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this Q&A session, so I would like to thank my stage guests, Chairman Zanette, Director, Luca Javi, and Deputy Director and Enologist Andrea Battistella. Well, of course, we could not answer all of the many questions that you, dear viewers, have sent us, but don't worry, all questions will be answered after this live broadcast in the next hours or in the next days. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the probably most important part of this launch event, because now we are proud and honored to show you the official commercial which will accompany us in the next month. The Italian version has already been broadcasted on Italian television for a couple of weeks, but this here now is the first unique international preview. So, ladies and gentlemen, the world will drink pink with the new Prosecco DOC Rosé.
To Mother Nature's precious gifts, to humankind, who have endlessly worked the land for centuries, to the willingness to go the extra mile, to the beauty which inspires us every day, to the ability to surprise ourselves, to the courage to take risks. Make a greater toast. Prosecco DOC Rosé, the same Italian genio, a new and surprising way to express excellence. Prosecco DOC Rosé. Drink pink.
Well, the world will drink pink, ladies and gentlemen. We have almost come to the end of this event. But now, ladies and gentlemen, regardless from where you're watching us from, it's time for you to pour some Prosecco DOC Rosé in your glasses, as we just cannot end this event without an official toast. So, gentlemen, now let's all together raise our glasses to a pink and sparkling future full of success with the new Prosecco DOC Rosé. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, gentlemen.
Salute.
We finally can try it. Oh, well, that one tastes fantastic. Let me tell you, congratulations on that, gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to say goodbye. But at this point, allow me to thank all those who have joined us online, the journalists, the video makers, our friends, and of course, the Prosecco houses, the Case Prosecco. I'd also like to thank my guests, Chairman Zanette, Director Javi, and Deputy Director and Enologist Battistella for their precious contribution to this launch event. And a heartfelt thank you goes to all the people behind the scenes, because it is thanks to their hard work that this event has even been possible. And finally, we want to highlight Consorzio Prosecco's efforts in promoting sports at all levels. And speaking of sports, we would like to send our best wishes and our greetings to a friend of the Consorzio Prosecco who is a big champion in both life and sports. So, best of luck and get well soon, Alex Zanardi. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. My name is Pietro. It's been a big, big pleasure and honor being your host. And as you can see, I have to free the stage now because we leave you once again with another piece of opera coming from Gaetano Donizetti. This time we have the duet Quanto Amore from Elisir d'Amore. Grazie mille. Thank you very much. Drink pink and arrivederci from Treviso, Italy. Bye-bye.
La lode mia,
vostra dottor,
sì tutta la gioia il mio comando io distillo al piacer, l'amor lambicco come l'acqua di rose, e ciò che adesso vi fa maravigliar nel giovinotto, tutto il portento egli è del mio decotto. Pazzie voi dite, incredula, pazzie. Sapete voi dell'alchimia il poter, il gran valore dell'elisir d'amore della regina Isotta. Isotta, io nodo ogni mistura ed ogni cotta.
Che ascolto, e anemorino voi dest'elisir.
Ei me lo chiese per ottener l'affetto di non so qual crudele.
Ed
languiva, sospirava, senza ombra di speranza, e per avere una goccia del farmaco incantato, vende la libertà, si fe soldato. Ha bisogno del liquor.
Dunque adesso ed amor si fortuna.
Tutto il sesso femminino è bel giovane impazzato, tutto il sesso femminino è bel giovane impazzato. Tutte segui, tutte becca, e nel gallo della checca tutte segui, tutte becca.
Ed io sono sconsigliata.
Essa pure innamorata, essa pure innamorata. Ha bisogno del liquor, ha bisogno del liquor, e nel gallo della checca tutte segui, tutte becca, tutte segui, tutte becca. Essa pure è innamorata, essa pure innamorata, ha bisogno del liquor. Essa pure innamorata, ha bisogno del liquor. Essa pure innamorata, essa pure innamorata, essa pure innamorata, ha bisogno del liquor. Ha bisogno del liquor. Ha bisogno del liquor. Ha bisogno del liquor. Bella Dina, qua momento più d'appresso sulla testa sei cotta, io l'argomento a quell'aria afflitta e mesta. Se tu vuoi sulla testa schizzinosa, se tu vuoi c'ho la ricetta che tu mal guarir potrà. Se tu vuoi c'ho la ricetta che tu mal guarir potrà. Se tu vuoi c'ho la ricetta che tu mal guarir potrà. Se tu vuoi c'ho la ricetta che tu mal guarir potrà. Se tu vuoi c'ho la ricetta che tu mal guarir potrà.
Dottore, sarà perfetta, ma per me virtù non ha.
Vuoi vederti mille amanti spasimar languire al piede?
Non saprei che far di tanti, il mio cuore un sol ne chiede.
Render voi cellose pazze, donne vedo per ragazze.
Non mi piace di turbare altrui la pace.
Conquistar vorresti un ricco,
di ricchezza non mi pecco.
Un contino, un marchesino,
meno macchine moreno.
Prendi sulla mia ricetta,
ma dottor sarà perfetta.
Che l'effetto ti farà?
Ma per me virtù non ha.
Prendi sulla mia ricetta che l'effetto ti farà. Si prendi su.
Per me virtù non ha.
Sciagurata avresti core in negare il suo valore.
Io rispetto le misure, ma per me pena un maggiore. Ne morì lasciato ogni altra, tutto mio sul mio sarà.
Ai dottore troppo scaltra, più di te costei ne sa. Sì, più di te costei ne sa. Sì, più di te costei ne sa. Sì.
Un sorriso molto renzo, faccia poche più sostegna, voler chi più ci spezza, non vedute contentanti, resi conti spasimenti, che ne manco ne moreno, non potrà da me fuggir, no. La ricetta il mio visino, in questo
lo vedo, brinconcella, ne sei più dell'arte mia. Brinconcella, ah, dottore, sì lo vedo, brinconcella, questa bocca è così bella, mi innamoro spezza di quella il portello, brinconcella. Sì lo vedo, brinconcella, ne sei più dell'arte mia. Questa bocca è così bella ed amore a spezzeria. È l'amico del fornello, credo più di un moncibello. E fin dall'amor che vuoi per bruciare i cenerir, per bruciare i cenerir. Ah, vorrei cambiare coi tuoi i miei vasi d'elisir.
Ricetto il mio visino.
Sì, tona.
In questo
lo vedo, brinconcella, ne sei più dell'arte mia. Brinconcella, Brincolcella, vado cuore, sì, lo vedo, Brincolcella, Brincolcella, questa bocca è così bella, è la buona spezia di... Sì, è la Brincolcella, Brincolcella. Sì, vorrei cambiare poi nei mari.